Y'all know what time it is. It's Lupa, baby, from the boot. When I say pack, y'all say put it on the floor.
Say it with me.
Put it on the floor, pack. Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pack. Hey, put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pack. Ooh, put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pack. Hey, hey, and watch the chat go crazy. Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pack. Hey, put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pack. Receipts on the floor, receipts on the floor, hey, and watch the chat go crazy. Step online and it get real live. Truth so loud, make the whole chat vibe. Trolls act tough till she pull that proof. Lupa gon' play, she the truth in the booth. Receipts in hand, she gon' spin right back. One line drop, make a fake fall flat. No slow talk, she be on go mode. From Louisiana, enter to the whole damn globe. Hey, 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 she coming with facts. Say it wrong, she correct that fast. Put it on the floor, let it shake that screen. Lupa in the spot and watch the chat go crazy. Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Hey, put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Hey, and watch the chat go crazy. Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Hey, put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Receipts on the floor, receipts on the floor, hey, and watch the chat go crazy. Hold up, who that talking true? Who that clocking T? Who make it shake every time? Say it loud, put it on the floor, pop. Put it on the floor, and watch the chat go crazy.
From the boot with the beat in her chest. Truth teller time, yeah, she passed that test. Every time she speak it, shake the whole room. Look, I bring fire, make the trolls go mute. She don't argue, she just drop them facts. Watch the chat explode when she clap right back. No cap stories, no made up scenes. Receipts too loud and watch her chat go crazy. Bounce with it, left, right, move with it, Put it on the floor, let the lights fall through.
It's Lupa, baby.
And watch that chat go crazy.
Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Hey, put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop.
Hey, and watch the chat go crazy.
Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop.
Hey,
Put it on the floor, put it on the floor, pop. Receipts on the floor, receipts on the floor,
hey, and watch the chat go crazy. Hey, chat. One more time. Put it on the floor.
Put it on the floor, pop.
Hey, and watch the chat go crazy.
Yeah. What she bring?
Back.
What she talk?
True.
Who they hear?
Hoopa.
Who they want?
Hoopa.
Say it loud.
Yeah.
She don't mumble. Stepping in. Home run, no lie. She dismantle. Every word. Hard handle. Receipts up.
No stall.
Name ring.
Head turn.
She say it. That's law.
Truth hit.
Lesson learned.
What
she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
What she do?
Break it down.
Then what she do? Break it down. No spin talk. No fake sound. She don't whisper. She lay it down. Every claim. She press check. Every lie. She correct. Boot state. Backbone strong. Stand firm. 10 toes on. She talk once. That's final. Lupa voice. Undeniable. Yeah.
Break it down.
That's Lupa.
Break it down.
Facts only.
Break it down. Break it down.
Hey y'all, happy Saturday. What is up, everybody? Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being tuned in on this good old Saturday, baby. I know y'all was waiting for somebody to go live, child, because the streets was a little dry. It was a little dry, not too much. It's a lot going on, but the streets was still a little dry, if y'all get my drift. But anyways, y'all ready for our little Saturday nightcap filled with a little tea? You know, we're gonna talk about some things. As y'all can see the caption of this live, Ooh, child, listen. Let me go up. Let me go up. And oh, to any CCs, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some CCs that come in this live. Also, I see a lot of people having issues with creating a goal. You can, for some reason, YouTube is not allowing the goal to be set on the phone, so you have to do it through your browser or maybe your tablet. I'm not sure. I'm doing it directly through my computer, and that's how I'm able to still set it. But they having technical issues, baby, per usual, because they always got a problem. Okay. But anyways, hey, Mr. Reese. Hey, Miss Tracy. My bro Terry. Miss Michelle. Sabi. Miss Yolanda. Miss Dee Dee. We got CSBSN. My bro Terry with the copyright and fair use. We definitely need it for this live because we're going to play some audios and break a little thing down, baby. Um, Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as a criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you for that. Hey, Mr. Wanda. Hey, Miss Phyllis, Miss Renee, Scorpio Stings. We got Tyrese with the T. Um, you said they can stop saying someone called CPS on that nut. She was charged with family V, and the twins were present. Of course, CPS got involved. Child, I don't even know what's going on with that, y'all. I I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know who. You know, the crazy part is she did several lives in the past saying that people was calling CPS on her. Now I ain't gonna lie, a good bit of supporters will be admitting in the chat that they did call. Okay, so I don't know about this time, but I do know in the past, a lot of supporters are very bold and say, I called. They would say, I called on your ass. Okay. So, yeah, a few people then admitted to doing it, which I don't like. I don't play with them people, y'all. I don't do stuff like that, because I always tell y'all, at the end of the day, I'm very mindful because I have kids of my own. So, certain things I just don't do. You know what I'm saying? To each their own, but I don't get down like that, child. But anyways, hey Miss Lisa, hey KB Mommy, but that could be the reason too, Scorpio, because the kids were involved in a domestic situation. Hey, it don't matter. Hey, Miss Darlene. Hey, K Monet, Jaisha, Miss Lenora. We got Miss Jackie. We got Miss Stephanie, Miss Patricia, Sunflower, Miss Karen, Miss Patrina. We got Miss Shannon. We got Rakita. Miss Ramona, Miss Deborah. We got Miss Geraldine. We got Twin Mommy. Who else? Let me see. Kimberly, show enough in the building. Get right with Elby, Miss Darlene. We got CMJ. Shout out to you. We got, let me see. Hey, Miss Shalene, anything glittery? We got Miss Angela D. We got discussion board. Shout out to you and all my beautiful minds holding it down in the chat for your girl. Hey, Miss Elisa. Hey, Tay. Miss Coretta. Miss Jackie. Brittany. Miss Slim in the building. Courtney, shout out to my green team, always being VIP in the chat. Better's World, Miss Renee Vaughn. We got Miss Deborah. We got, let me see, hold up, let me go down. Miss Mercedes. We got Tokyo Blues. Miss Lisa, Miss Latrice, Miss Belria. Who else? Let me see. You say I love you and your energy. My flowers from me to you. Thank you. I appreciate you, my girl. I love you right back. Hey, Miss Cheryl, the real needing to go in the building. I don't know if you seen my comment because you did comment under my live from yesterday, and you were saying you had sent me a super, but I didn't see it. So I did reply back to you because a few people had a couple issues in the live stream. I know 2K being one of them. He was trying to send me two super chats and it did not show up. But Scorpio had that issue also. So Scorpio, if you don't mind, just let them know in the chat. Like when it don't show up, just tell them what you did. Because eventually it'll show up. She might have had to refund it and redo it again. Hey, Enlightened Aura. Hey, Miss Amanda. Thank you, Nene, for my first super girl. I appreciate you. Hey, Keisha T. Hey, Miss Denise. Who else in here? Miss Audra, sweetly favorite, Queen Love Mail. Miss Tawana, too real. I am her. I love you, my girl. You said I plan to reactivate my membership soon. I'm going through a bit of transition right now. I still lot. You must mean I still watch the lives and support you, and I appreciate that as well. Thank you, my love. Hey, spiritual butterfly. Hey, Aisha. You say why Shay letting Bree use her to look like a damn child? We gonna talk about it. I got those clips, so we're gonna play them and break them down, y'all. Hey, Miss Teresa. All right, let me get to the bottom. A collective hey to everybody else that's coming through. I see y'all. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the view, the supers, all of the things, child. Okay. If you would like to donate to me monetarily, you can cash at me at $Lupac2. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to my coffee people. You can also support the platform by getting a super chat or a super sticker. Y'all know I always set a little goal. It ain't much, it ain't mandatory, but it's greatly, greatly appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream. And also with the super chats, not stickers, but the super chats, if you have a comment that you want to be read priority, that is what that is for, y'all. Okay? That is what that is for. I didn't set like a specific thing, but they have it now where you can just choose all the colors. And a few of my supporters been asking me to do that. So that's what I've been choosing. That way y'all can just send any color, whatever y'all want to send. So I've been setting it like that for y'all. Um, Please, y'all, hit that like button. Please watch the ads. And at the end of the video, hype your girl up. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes, child. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to get into it on this good old Saturday? On this good old Saturday. Like the old people say. Let me pull up that video so we can get straight into it. Cause we might be here a little while. Ain't got nothing going on. My son finna go um Zydecoin, child. He finna go Zydecoin with his people, with my niece and his friends. And then my other two, they at their grandma. So yeah. We chilling, we chilling, we chilling. Thank you, Queen Love Mail. You say love you, Pot. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate. Oh, I'll skip somebody. Thank you, Sunflower. Thank you, my love. Okay, let me go back down. Thank you again, Queen Love Mail. And shout out to Glam Goddess for being a member for 9 months, period. I love my green team, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's pull this video up because I think it's like 8 or 9 minutes long. It's a couple clips. As you come in, please hit that like button. Okay, let's see. Let me go to here. I wonder if it's it's under video. No. Why I don't see it? It's under private. I know that long ass video ain't on shorts. Hold on, y'all. Manage videos. All right, I found it. I don't know why it don't pull up on my page. That's weird to me. That is weird to me. Let me see something first before I do it like that. Okay, channel content. Let's take this down and let's go here. All right. All right, y'all. Let me share this. You said, can you explain what that is? Wait, what is that your son is about to do? It sounds fun. So, some of y'all might know, but it's like a down south thing, and it's very popular in Louisiana and Texas, and I don't know about Alabama, but for sure, Louisiana and Texas is called Zydecoing or Zydeco. It's like a form of music. You know, it was originated in either Louisiana or Texas, one of the two, child. And to me, it's like another form. If you ever heard of swinging out, it's very similar to that, but a little more fast paced. I'm gonna see if I can find a video for y'all. Or my son might have. Well, they record themselves all the time, so I'm gonna see if he'll allow me to, show y'all one of their videos from the outings they be going to. If not, I'll just upload one, from locally. But yeah, it's dancing. It's called Zydeco. All right, let me pull this up. I can't believe some of y'all don't know what that is. I never heard of it. Very, very popular, y'all. Oh shoot, hold up. Let me do this. And watch the chat go crazy. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Thank you, discussion board. Hit the like button, support the goal. Thank you, my love. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Support your girl. Support your girl. Okay. Thank you, Miss Geraldine. All right, y'all. So y'all know I gotta do a little 1-2 editing to it because yeah, we ain't trying to get no strike time. We ain't trying to get no strike over here. But we finna break down these clips that was put out. And I just find it crazy that, like I said, it would be in her best interest to just kind of lay low in this moment, y'all. It would really be in her best interest because a lot has been done since she got out of jail. A whole lot. And a lot oftentimes a lot of supporters I've been noticing saying that, her friends or she don't have nobody around her that can, you know, give her good advice or tell her, hey, you messing up or hold her accountable. But I had to really think about that because at the end of the day, this is a grown woman. This is a grown woman, and everybody don't take everybody's advice. So and even after listening to her friend, now here's the thing: friends gonna lie for their friends publicly. That's one thing I learned within this saga. Okay, so she didn't had a few friends that then came out here and lied on her behalf, and then receipts dropped later, and it turned out not to be true. So I don't take another person validating something that somebody said as face value. No, especially when there's police audios and documentation that supports otherwise, right? But I still feel like her friend right here is low key very level headed, and they friends, but they not on the same type of time. Because from my understanding, the friend is married, right? Which that you can still be married and immature, but she gives a different vibe than Bree does. And I just don't think that she can control her. At the end of the day, Bree is still a grown woman, y'all. So yeah, I ain't gonna keep saying, who's around her to hold her accountable when she's grown. She's doing what the hell she wants. So all right. I just Googled it. It's a fast tempo dance. Yep, it is. Mississippi. I forgot. You in Mississippi and you never heard of Zydecoin? Wow. And I got family in the SIP, so that's crazy. Okay, let's play it.
That are constantly created about your sister that you know in real life.
Oh, and just right there, let me stop it there. So the clip was kind of cut off, but I think she said something along the lines of, what do you think about what the content creators are saying about your sister that you know in real life? And here's the thing, right? Because I hear them say that a lot. I hear, Bree in particular say a lot that y'all don't know me in real life. Y'all only know what's put out on this internet and blase, blase, blase. But here's the gag. The gag is, no, we don't know you in real life. But guess what? Guess where we're getting the things that is allowing us to make our assumptions or give our reactions or our critique. It's coming directly from you. So if you want people to view you in a different light, then guess what? Put out different things. But if all we getting from you is drama and toxicity, then guess how people will view you? For example, two people. When y'all see me on my channel, what impression do y'all get from me? Just describe me in a couple words. I only need the first two people to do it. Describe me in a couple words what you get from me when I'm on my platform or if I'm on somebody else's platform. Just describe it in a couple words. Just to use an example. But that whole, oh, y'all don't know me in real life, that goes out the window. Well, if that's the case, then that shows, okay, are you being fake on social media? Are you presenting something that you're not in real life? Because it just don't make sense. Of course, none of the bloggers, none of the content creators know their subjects. Nobody. Tasha K don't know the people that she blog on, and TMZ and 9mag TV. They don't know these people. They just putting out the content that's presented. So if all we have to go off of is what you put out and that's how people perceive you, then guess what? That's on your body. That's what you giving us. So, it's easy for somebody that you know in real life to come and describe the version of you that they get, but that's the version of you that they get. We don't get that version. We get what you present on the internet. We get the drama. We get the toxicity. We get the blame shifting, the lack of accountability, the victimizing. That's what we get here on the internet. That's it. That's all. So that's all we have to go off of. So let's play it.
I just feel like it's hard to pass judgment on people when you don't know the full story. And I feel like people forget that it's your real life, and there are people that know you in real life and know other parties in real life and have had real experiences and all. So a lot of things are very off, which is why sometimes I will reply to comments to clarify some things because it seems like it's all being placed as blame on you. I feel like it's 1,000,001 people in this world that can repetitively choose the same type of person. And let's be real, most people meet people and they advertise themselves as charming, nice, sweet, the good girl, the good boy. But at the end of the day, people can change.
Kind of like what she presented when her and RH first got together. Because if y'all remember, it was stated that RH wanted a divorce from her within the first year they got married because something different was presented. When he first got with her, she was, the bubbly, doing everything, domesticated, a great mind, all these things until she locked it down, and then over time she changed. That's what was stated on social media. So the same can be said about her. And even as far as the friend made a comment, she said, not even just with relationships, but other people as well, friends. So let's use Ayana for an example. Everybody on the internet, if since we're not going to just use relationships, we're going to use friendships also, because she mentioned it. Everybody on the internet knows that Ayana was good to this girl. Everybody. If we going off of the receipts that was presented, that girl had her back. That girl had her back. And I honestly don't think that she even tells this friend everything. I don't believe that nobody tells anybody that they close to every single detail about their life. People lie to their friends also. They lie to their friends also. Okay. So, and if you know, child, you don't tell people every single thing. Sometimes you'll bend the truth or, tell a lie because you don't want to be embarrassed in front of your friends as well. But if y'all remember, whenever her, Ayana, Dawn, and they all had their group chat, remember? And Dawn had put out some messages, and Ayana even addressed those messages because she went live talking about it, right? Because Bree had all her friends thinking that Ayana was giving the LaTruth supporters information, feeding information on her, and just being betraying basically, or being deceptive and this and that. And Ayana basically cleared it up. And to be honest, that girl wasn't giving nobody no information on Bree. Okay? She wasn't giving nobody no information. That was cleared up later on. But in the midst of Bree, popping her ish in the group chat and telling her friends this and that, she was texting Ayana on the other phone and apologizing. Ayana stated that on the live. Ayana also said she sent her an edible arrangement and she threw it in the trash, of course, because at that point she was done. She was like, you don't get to try to get your friends to jump me or want to fight me and then give them my address and this and that, or and lie on me, and then on the in private you texting me with a whole different tone. So that shows manipulation amongst the friend group also. So you can't have a person that'll have multiple friends and play them all against each other. And based on those messages, that's what it gave. It definitely gave that Bree would play all her friends against each other. Tell this friend one thing about that person, and then the next friend about that person, and back and forth. And that's how a lot of them fell out. That's why a lot of them are no longer connected to her. So even when it comes to Naya, if y'all remember, messages were put out where um the reason why Bree and Naya are no longer friends after being friends since high school, it was stated that Naya and Janelle got into an argument at, was it, I don't know if it was Bree premiere or what it was. It was some event, right? And Janelle called her a fat B and told her to tell your husband pay your rent, fat B, something along those lines, y'all. And Bree was telling Dawn about what happened in text messages because that was put out also. And she was basically telling Dawn how she lied to Naya and told Naya that Janelle went through her phone and seen their messages, but in all actuality, she said she told Dawn she was venting to Janelle like most people do. You know how you, that's what she said. You know how you vent to your partner about your friend, da 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 da, right? But that right there also shows that she plays her friends against each other. But you allow a man to come in between you and a lifelong friend, and now that relationship is severed. You no longer have that relationship because of a man, and now you don't have the man no more either. So I'm just giving y'all these examples to show that she's not always in the right. She's not always the victim. She's not always the person, the good person. Like she said whenever she was on Instagram live one day, that she's always the good person in the relationship. She never does anything to anybody. And I still have that receipt, baby. Okay? If I need to reference it, I still have it. But just a person saying that shows that they're not the type of person to take accountability. And unless you can fully take accountability in situations, you will never heal. You will never grow from the situation. If until even with her situation with her and Janelle, y'all, it's no way in hell that Janelle was just this villain. The whole, not saying he wasn't bad in a relationship, because we all seen how certain things played out, but to paint yourself as the party that didn't do anything is crazy. Because your first step with the situation was, I mean, your first mistake was the fact that you moved on too fast. That alone opens the door for your mistakes. That alone. That's a red flag in itself. So, hold up, y'all. Let me see something. Okay. Let me finish. Let me play some more. Let me play some more.
People can switch up. People can show their true colors because you can't mask anything for too long. And relationships, those relationships are meant to challenge us and show us where we need to grow. And I just feel like that's simply what's happening in the relationships that you've had. They're challenging y'all to grow, both parties.
Well, I don't feel like they growed.
No, it's not just them. She said, I don't feel like they growed. You mean they grew? Grew. Okay? Like, it's not growed, it's grew. But anyways, it's not just them. And the friend is speaking on just her and Janelle's relationship. And here's where the patterns of behavior comes in it. It was Sleepy, it was LaTruth, and now it's Janelle. So it ain't just this relationship. And that's where I be like, are they like, is her people even really watching what's going on the internet with her? That's why I be confused. Like, are they paying attention, or are they just listening to what she telling them, that people harassing, cyber stalking, and bullying her on the internet? Are they actually paying attention? Because it's no way. It's no way they don't see what we see. Like, child, I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. But even in that moment where she said, I don't feel like they grewed, that's deflecting accountability or projecting account. No, you have to be. And here's the thing. Because the friend gonna say, how is all the blame being placed on her? When, if I could recall, RH and Janelle both got drug for years. from what she claimed they did to her. And that's the reason why people are even criticizing her so much is because she come on the internet playing victim and constantly saying what they did to her, but then goes, oh, excuse me, y'all, but then goes back like nothing happened, and even without her taking accountability for her own actions in those failed relationships, her going back constantly shows that she has a lot of fault. She has a lot of the fault also because you constantly going back. So if these men are 100% the villain in the toxicity, then why are you going back to them? Why are you putting you and your kids through that? It don't make sense. If they so terrible, why she keep putting her and her babies through those cycles? That's not like that's a little cuckoo. Like mentally stable people don't do that. Yes, women do go back, back to situations. It does come repetitions or whatever, where a woman goes back into the cycle more than once, but they don't put it on the internet. Okay. They ain't putting it out on the internet. Every time they break up, they want supporters to drag the man. And then when they get back together, you want everybody to shut up. That's not how that works. That's not how they work. If these men are so terrible and the only ones that need to grow, then why are you constantly going back? Why don't you feel like you deserve better? That's the thing. If we practice and preach self-love, then where is it when you're in a relationship? Because something in the milk ain't clean, something not adding up. Ain't no way in hell I'ma recognize I'm with the devil and then keep going back to hell. I'm trying to get far away as I can from the devil and hell. Once I realize he's the devil. But it's given that she don't be telling 100% the whole truth when it comes to these men because, and here's the thing. For example, when they good, she putting them on a pedestal. Oh, they the best thing since sliced bread. The best thing. But then when they not good, that's when I ain't even gonna say that's when you start hearing the truth, because at this point we don't know what's true or false when it comes to her. We don't know if they actually good when she's good with them, or if they actually these terrible men when they not good. What is her actual truth? The only way you can verify if something is true that comes out of her mouth is if you have the receipt for it. Is if you have the receipt. Because when you say one thing when you mad and then say something completely different when you're happy, that's how you invalidate yourself. That's how you prove yourself to not be credible. It just don't make sense. Like I ain't never seen nothing in life like that before, y'all. And not just that, accountability. Even listening to her friend talk, her friend even allows her to cop out from accountability. And that's not cool. I feel like, yeah, at the end of the day, she's a grown woman, but don't allow your friend, especially if you really care about your friend, if you really, really care about your friend, then you gotta realize that she is doing something wrong. And it ain't just, oh, I should have left when I recognize the red flags. No, that's not taking accountability. That's not taking accountability at all. If you really, really care about your friend, then you gonna have a real, real hard conversation with her. Because y'all gonna see it, but accountability is not saying you should have left. That's a cop out. Accountability is acknowledging and admitting the hard truths as to why you stayed and the part you played in the toxicity of the relationship. That's true accountability. When you can really, really have that hard conversation with yourself and acknowledge and admit, my bad, y'all. Y'all know I get distracted by my phone, child. Acknowledge and admit that, hey, damn, I did this to him. Because it's no way in hell you want us to believe that Janelle was just spitting on you, choking you up, cussing you out, and you was over there like, no, Janelle, no, and you're stupid. You're cruel. You're unusual. You're not a man. You want us to believe that you was on that type of time with him while he was calling you the B word and this and that, when we seen on actual video how you get down. Do something, do something. We seen that. So we already know you not an angel. You are a provoker. You are the aggressor in a lot of those situations. And I feel like some women take advantage of that when they realize a man's limits. Because over time, if you with a man long enough, you're gonna see his limits. You're gonna see how far you can push him if you toxic, right? If you that type of toxic person, you gonna see how far you can push him, and you're gonna realize how far you can push him. And then that's when the provoking starts. Let's play some more.
And that's a part of the process though.
Yeah.
That's where you find out like, oh, have I not grown in this area? Have they not grown in this area? And it's up to you as individuals to choose like, hey, I want to grow here. And if you're not ready, you just continue the same cycle.
Yeah.
Or you remove yourself. Simple.
So I have
Oh, Monica, well.
an issue with turning red flags into green flags,
You do.
hoping
You say
that
it all
shit
the time.
change, hoping and wishing that I could be Captain Save-A-Hoe.
You do.
But-
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's my big aim and protect everybody when I'm the one that's losing out the most.
You do. You try to see the good in people all the time, no matter what they show you. And that's in any area, not
Video
just y'all.
by me.
What was I saying? Oh, I was saying that's not just in any relationship, which is relationships, family, intimate relationships. You try to see the good in people all the time. Like you even had that issue when it comes to friendships. Like you try to
There you
see the
go,
good in
y'all.
people chance after chance after chance, and until they do things where at least you know choice. But that's
No, you know what she do? She's the type of person that uses well when she had it. She's the type of person that would use her money to hold over the people that was around her's head. And how I know this is because of these people coming out and speaking. That's how I noticed. Remember, Ayana as another example. When Ayana did her live, Ayana was so shocked that Bree was in the group chat telling them, oh, she just mad about my money. She was saying that about Ayana and Lakeisha Rice. Now you saying that to your friends, and these ladies not even knowing that's how you feeling, because at the end of the day, you was the one offering it. Ayana said she never even asked this girl for nothing. Bree would be the one offering trips. So, you want to come with me to whatever, and I'm going to get the plane tickets or whatever. And, it's especially if you offering a trip. If you want me to go with you on a trip, right? And even because from my understanding, Ayana was working. She was like her assistant or something. You better be paying for it. You the one want me to go. I didn't ask you to go out the country or wherever. You asked me to accompany you and assist you. So I would only assume that if you're asking me, you the one that's paying for it. Okay. But that's besides the point. But she was doing that in the group chat. She was telling her other friends that wasn't connected to her Atlanta, well, not Atlanta, to her Georgia friends, one thing, and then telling the Georgia friends something totally different. And that's not cool, because that's when you'll have all your friends looking at each other sideways, but they all look at you the same. They all looking at you the same, but they looking at each other sideways because different things have been told about them in secrecy. That is crazy as hell. But she was telling them that Ayana was using her for her money, y'all. And Ayana was like, what the hell? Like, Ayana had to start naming all the stuff she did for this girl and never got paid. Never got paid. So it's like, I really do believe some people think that bills pay themselves sometimes. Gotta be. Or that you can pay your bills off of love, off of the word friendship. That's not how life goes. To me, that's real selfish. If you got your friend, you using your friend's time, and that friend got kids, got a family to feed, and you making them do all kind of things for you and not offering them anything. That's not a true friendship. True friendship is when you support without the discount. That's true friendship. When you can support your friend without the discount, that is true friendship, because that's you recognizing that, hey, yeah, we friends, but this person got family, got bills, just like I got bills, and time is of the essence, baby. Time is money. Thank you. I am my sister's keeper. I appreciate you, my love. And shout out to you for being a member for 2 months, my girl. Okay, y'all, let's go a little bit more.
It's not something that you haven't recognized on your own. Through
Victimizing.
you going to therapy, and that's something I personally noticed as you going to therapy, is that you're starting to notice patterns, and you start.
Okay, let's pause it there, y'all, because I definitely want to speak on that. So, y'all notice her friend said, and even not just that, it's kind of weird because if y'all remember, Janelle just put out a video, an interview that he did the other day, and he said that he's currently in therapy. So it's kind of ironic how, she's talking with, got her friend speaking for her on camera, and she's saying that you're in therapy. Y'all, Bree been in therapy for some years now, allegedly. And yes, the friend is going to say, therapy takes time. Change doesn't happen overnight, but you noticing the patterns or whatever. Therapy is for you. It's not for, I don't know if she was saying that like to say she's noticing the patterns of the men, but no, you need to notice your patterns. Because guess what? When you healed and whole and you recognize your faults and the red flags that you carry, your eyes open up. And then you won't keep choosing the same kind of ninja. So you don't go to therapy to speak about other people. Yeah, you can include them for some key points or whatever, but therapy is to help make you healed and whole. That's crazy to me. And at this point, you need to either fire your therapist, or maybe child gonna say it ain't for her, but she been in, y'all. I have a clip from 2024. We are now in 2026. And she was in the car speaking. I think she was pregnant at the time. And she was speaking about being in therapy and something her therapist told her and this and that. Like, God damn, ain't no change happened yet? No, it don't happen overnight. But if you've been in therapy for years now and you still making the same mistakes, some gotta shake. Something has to give. Ain't no way in hell. Thank you, my girl. I will. She at her grandma. I'm gonna tell her when she come back home. When she get back tomorrow. I appreciate you. I like that. Some y'all, she might need a more skilled or experienced therapist, because this one can't be working. Can't be. Like, I don't know what's going on, but maybe she using the wrong type of mental games or breakdowns, and those things not working for her. But it's something, child.
I notice things are going to change, which is the whole point of therapy. And I keep seeing everybody say, "Oh, she needs therapy. She needs help." Hell, we all do. Okay, we all do. But at the end of the day, he is in therapy, but therapy is not an overnight fix.
Well, I wouldn't say that we all do, because some people didn't already been through that. Some people didn't already been through the cycles of therapy, and they are healed at this point. So I wouldn't say everybody needs help. I would say that therapy is good and available for any and all. I would say that, it's very beneficial. You don't have to be uh mentally unstable, or be bipolar or schizophrenic or anything like that to go to therapy. Therapy is for trauma. Like, you can go to therapy to unpack any issue, anything you dealing with mentally. Therapy is there. So I wish people get that stigma or that narrative away from therapy, making it seem like you got to be crazy to go to therapy. No, you unpack. Whatever you holding back, you unpack it with that therapist, and that therapist is literally under secrecy. Like they cannot tell nobody your business. Thank you, Janae. You say I'm late. I told you, long as you bring that heat on, Brie, I'm donating. How your day going, Pop? Thank you, my girl. I appreciate you. It is going well. Okay, period. Let me go down. Hey, Miss Brenda. Okay, so let's play a little bit more.
At all for anybody. There are people that go to therapy for years. I am healed from trauma that I had, but I still go to therapy because it's almost like going to get a checkup at the doctor.
I agree.
You constantly want to take care of your mental well-being.
Yep.
It's just that simple. I feel like a lot of y'all are hard on people without even looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, there are things that I struggle with too, and there are things that I can't let go of. There are things that I don't know how to navigate through too.
And that's why so much self-projection.
Yes.
And
No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that wholly. Like I think they looking at it from the aspect of making excuses for her. That's what that's given. This is not us doing content on her. Even the supporters that's giving criticism is not self-projecting. That's not what that is. Everybody got issues. Yes, that's true. But guess what? Everybody ain't putting their issues on the internet. You probably do have a lot of people that's going through breakups or constantly going back and forth with the same toxic man or staying in the same toxic cycle. But guess what? We don't know about it. We can't talk about it because we don't know about it. It's like they convince themselves that just because everybody goes through things, you can't speak on something that's on the internet because it's another person. That's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. People ain't just self-projecting because they giving criticism on what you putting out on the internet. And the crazy part is, I just played, and I'm gonna play it again once I finish breaking this video down. I just played a clip for y'all. Whenever I did my last live, where Bree was doing a live stream, and somebody in the comments told her she need to stop coming cry on the internet, and her reply was, if I want to come out here and spread my business, I'm going to do that because that check looking mighty good and you out here commenting for free. So that alone showed that it's a reason for the season, baby. It's a reason for everything that she does. She said long time ago, the reason why she put her business out here, because she knows drama sells. And she also was the same person that encouraged Sierra, aka LaTruth's first baby mama, to come out here and drag LaTruth and Rex for that very same reason. The receipts are there for that as well. We still have those also in the vote. Okay. So yeah, her behavior is intentional on the internet. But then when it, the internet sets ablaze to her behavior, then it's a problem. When the criticism is not in her favor, it's a problem. It's only a problem when it's not favorable to her. Because guess what? If you ask me, LaTruth and got drugged way more than her. LaTruth and everybody connected to him then got drugged. That's the crazy part. Everybody. Every family member that then spoke up for that man got drugged on his behalf. So when she says, oh, they so hard on her and why is it that she gets all the blame? When? How? That man's still trying to recover from the backlash of the jacket that she put on him falsely. 3 years later, he's still trying to regain his life. But y'all asking why she get all the blame? I'm going to show y'all why. Oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. Well, I'm going to have to get it. I'm going to get it when I finish. I'm going to show y'all. After I finish this, I'm going to show y'all exactly why she gets all the blame. Okay? Just remind me. All right, let's play it. We still got like 5 minutes left.
Cause a lot of the people who we go to their page, they be talking about the same shit. Oh, I went through this, I went through that. Oh, I was
Yeah, and a
abused, or
lot
I
of
was.
people that I end up blocking.
Now, that's very telling. Imagine having over 3 million followers, if not a little more, across all platforms, and you going on people's pages to see what they got going on because they giving their opinion in your public platform. I don't even do that. Okay. And I ain't got but 10,000 followers. I wish the hell I would be sitting up here with millions of followers, and every person that say something negative, I go try to look on their page to see what the hell they got going on in life. I see why you going through it. I see why you can't handle the internet. Ain't no way in hell you got that type of time with I swear she be exposing herself through her speech. And it looked like, and that's one thing God say, people will expose themselves by the tongue, baby. It looked like her friend didn't want her to say that because she turned her head when she made that comment. You really be going on people's pages to see if they got something going on negatively in their life because they gave an opinion on you on a public platform where you're voluntarily putting out your life's business, your story, and it's not y'all. And the crazy part is, she could literally come out here and just do her little promo videos with her TikTok outfits where she get a percentage and post family content, stuff that people really ain't gonna talk about, right? She could just do that. She's choosing not to do just that. She's choosing to come out here crying every time her and Janelle have a breakup. She's choosing to come out here exposing videos and receipts when she didn't caught Janelle up with another girl or something. She's choosing to do those things, knowing the consequences from doing it. I have a receipt where she literally said when she was outside of his house trying to get that $10,000 ring back, after she finished with the live, and matter of fact, her friend Shay and another friend was on there telling her to get off. They was like, please just get off. You could talk to us. Please just end it. I swear. They was on the phone with her, begging her to get off live, pleading with her, saying, you can vent to us. You can talk to us. And at least talking to us, it's not going to go nowhere. Imagine begging your friend to not keep making the same mistakes that have her losing her damn mind on the floor at home because she can't handle the internet, but keep doing the same thing on the internet. Imagine that. Ain't no cap in my rap. They was literally begging her to get off live, y'all, because they knew that people was going to drag her ass because of what she was putting out there. Imagine coming on live and you sitting outside of a man's house who is not opening the door for you. You know how desperate and embarrassing that is? Yet alone putting it on the internet for thousands, maybe millions of people to see. And you popping off and just telling his business, telling everything he did to you, telling how he don't want to stop cheating, but you sitting outside of his house. And your friends on the other line saying, please end the live. End it now. You can talk to us. You can vent to us. Don't keep telling your business. Just end the live, end the live. And she talking about, I'm not done yet. If I praised him publicly, then I should be able to tell my pain publicly. I'm not done. I ain't done yet. What? But you wondering why people talking about her? Everybody ain't reading the Bible. Like, everybody ain't on us on that level of maturity where they like, oh, I'm not perfect, so I ain't gonna be out here giving my opinion to somebody crashing out on the internet. Baby, that's not how the internet go. And it'll never be like that. It'll never be a perfect world where somebody can come out here showing their whole ass behind a man and nobody gonna speak on it. You will have a better chance at hitting her phone company and telling them to cut all access from the internet. Like, I just don't understand it, child.
A lot of people that I end up blocking are laying in hospital beds asking for prayers for cancer and illness. Thank you.
You had something? And the bacon?
So many things that people are asking for. You have bigger things to worry about. I'm a cancer survivor, so
You are dear.
I don't look down
I got the
on
waffle
people
coming, okay?
for talking about their experiences and what they're going through. So I'm not shaming or shading anybody that's having health issues or anything else, but a lot of people are fighting things in life right now.
And I agree to that, Shay. I agree to that. What she just said. She said, I'm a cancer survivor, and she's saying that because she's realizing that life is short, right? She said, I don't look down on people that's having health issues, going through, different type of problems like that. But here's the thing, even though there are some, wait, first of all, when it comes to financials, right? The reason why people speak on her when it comes to financials is because she's not humble. There are literally video clips where she's cussing people out, calling people broke, using financials as a means to insult and belittle people because they telling her something she don't like to hear. So, and then when you do that and then get on live and brag and say, I make 50K a month, B, you should take a lesson, or I could teach you a thing or two. While you giving your opinion on me, you should be trying to learn something. Or, saying how you make 20K just posting in your story, but then you double back and put up a GoFundMe because you can't afford to move to another state. That's why people speaking on her financially, because they've watched her for years brag and belittle and clown people because somebody comment about your relationship, you feel the need to call them broke, busted, and disgusted. Somebody comment on a relationship problems that you put out voluntarily, you start dragging them saying they broke and they gotta be broke because they in the comments. And then you put up a GoFundMe, of course they gonna talk about it. Of course. It's not like the GoFundMe belongs to somebody who just been out here helping and feeding the homeless. That GoFundMe is for somebody who been clowning people for years and their financial situations. Even the content creators. How many times she done went live clowning us for asking y'all for a cash app or a super chat when none of us ever came out here and said we was rich. None of us ever came out here and say, hey, we got 3-something million followers. We make $50,000 a month or 20,000 just for stories. None of us ever said that. We regular people. She's the one that acts like she's the celebrity that makes tens of thousands of dollars a month. So when you do post something that shows that it goes against the narrative that has been painted, of course people are going to discuss it. So it's like real mind boggling that they're wondering why people doing it as if she's just this little innocent bystander that's not doing anything to nobody. That is crazy to me. Even in the sense when it comes to medical issues. Nobody's discussing any medical issues as far as she's concerned. So that wasn't a good example. Now, when it comes to experiences and relationship issues, why wouldn't people discuss that when she literally ruined her ex-husband's life? Ruined it with a lie. With a lie. And for the ones that say, well, how was she lying when y'all don't know what happened in her home? Because she herself has said verbatim, 6 years of gaslighting, 6 years of being choked and drug across the floor. You can't exaggerate when you speaking on things like that because most people gonna take that at face value. So you mean to tell us you was drug across the floor and choked for 6 years straight, that's a lie. Regardless if it got a little truth in it, once you exaggerate it, it becomes a lie. Once you put that stank on it, it becomes a lie. So you could have very well have been gaslit in your marriage and vice versa. Because you know how to gaslight too, baby. We didn't seen it on the internet. It could have very well happened as far as the gaslighting is concerned. But once you started telling the internet that you was being physically abused for 6 years, everybody knew you was lying. And that man still has to wear that jacket to some. So karma is a real thing. They might not see this as karma because they don't want to see it. Because they in Bree's eyes, she's not doing anything wrong. She's the victim. She hasn't done anything to these men. Nothing. Nathaniel, nada. She's always the good person, remember? That's what she said. She's never the wrong person in the relationship. Well, why are you going through the most hell? Because you know the Bible, well, some of it. You proclaim you have a relationship with God. God has a way of sitting people down when they're not recognizing the wrath that they're putting on. When you're not realizing the error of your ways, God has a way of sitting you all the way down. And then when you by yourself in the middle of the night and you crying and you asking God, why me? Why I can't catch a break? You told me that you would never give me more than I can bear. That's when you gotta realize that you must be doing something wrong. Got to. Ain't no way. God ain't gonna be sitting you down like this if you just this innocent person that ain't never did nothing to nobody. That's not how life goes. Imagine being so good and so perfect and you just always the good person and always saving people and helping people, whether it be financially or whatever. You just this evangelist, baby. You just this prophetess and you just so great and good and God's angel and God's child, but you catching all of this hell. The devil is never on you unintentionally. He ain't never on your back unintentionally. There's always a reason for every season. You put out good karma, you get good karma. You put out bad karma, you get bad karma. Do as to others as you want done to you. And I think a lot of people don't realize that when they do bad things in secrecy or in private, just because other people can't see it, don't mean you ain't gonna reap what you sow. It don't mean that. It mean God gonna make you pay for that. The public might have never seen it, but God did. That's how you this is how I can pull people's cards and know when they really rocking with God, when they really a believer for real. Because when you really a believer, you ain't gonna be living like that. When you believe in God's word and you know that he is real and you had real life experiences, and I'm talking about things that happen to you that's unexplainable. That's where God lives at. God lives in the moments that you can't fathom or wrap your head around it. When you start asking questions and you just it's just something that's so unbelievable that didn't happen. That's God lives in those moments, those experiences, the things that you can't explain, but God.
Want to take that out on other people. Have an opinion, you can have one. State your opinion, you can have one. I'm pretty sure we'll have an opinion on somebody at some point. But at the end of the day, thank you so much.
Can I get y'all anything else? Grape jelly. Grape jelly. How many would you like? Two. Yes,
But yeah, I just feel like personally, for
Robbie
me.
throwing rocks from a glass house.
Yeah, I don't take opportunity too. Like I said, you don't know the full story, and there are circumstances where people can't speak on certain things because there are things on paper that restrict them from talking. So just because something hasn't been said doesn't mean something hasn't happened.
Okay, another
And I'll
example.
just leave it there.
Lock that door.
Because there's a lot of things that y'all are running with that I know to be true and I want there to be a part of even current situations. I've experienced people. So you can't judge something.
Y'all know, y'all be letting them subs go wild.
Let's cut this narrative.
Because
Nobody
nobody
hold her accountable. I'm
Okay, let me say this. And to Shay, we already cut that narrative at the beginning of this live because she's a grown woman. We recognize that. One grown woman can't hold another grown woman accountable if they don't want to be held accountable. Okay, that's understood. But when it comes to the internet speaking on things that they only have parts of the story to, guess what? That's going to continue because that's all they have to speak on. It don't only in a perfect world will people not speak on things because they don't have 100% of the story. That's not how the world works. If somebody comes out here every year and crashes out over the same man, not even every year, but like 2-3 times a year, over the same man and paints that man as the worst. I mean, Devil Junior, or whatever, the villain. But then end up right back with that man, smiling, taking pictures, doing TikToks like nothing happened. You mean to tell me that people ain't gonna speak on that because they don't know what happened in on the back end or behind the scenes? That's not how that goes. You can't come on the internet and cry about a man doing you and your kids so bad just for you to go back to him and start posting him on the internet again and think nobody's going to speak on it or call it out when you come back out here saying he's doing bad things to you yet again. That's not how that works. Kenny, do me a favor and grab my little grabber thing in there by the sink. That's not how that go. People speak on what they see. Like I said, you have a better chance if you want people to speak about you in a more positive light. Put out more positive things because that's how people work on the internet. They speak on what they see. So if all people seeing is you being negative and drama filled and toxic, she's literally. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hey, Kenny, put it back. She's literally known as the girl that just keep putting her business on. Like, child, she done made a whole name for herself with the behavior that she's displaying on the internet. She done made a whole name for herself. Everybody ain't gonna mind their business on the internet. That blogging and content creating on public figures is a real thing. It's been done for years. And just because, and the word allegedly was created for that very reason. That's why people use the word allegedly because they don't know the whole story or because they haven't heard it or had actual proof to back it up. So they say allegedly. But that don't mean it ain't gonna be put out just because they don't know two sides to the story. She the one that be wanting us to know. Matter of fact, I got a clip where she's saying right after she got off live, now go to Snapchat and go to TikTok and spread it. I don't give a F. Like, what? Because she already knew that's exactly what was going to happen. Make it make sense. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen. So I just don't understand that, child. Like I said, you'll have a better chance at advising your friend to just not put her personal business on the internet. And it's one thing to be transparent and speak on life experiences because I do it all the time. And y'all know if you support me and you always in my lives, y'all know that I tell y'all certain things intentionally. Intentionally, because you have to be mindful that whatever you put out on the internet can be used against you. And you can't do nothing about it. And the fact that she knows that, you would have thought that after what happened with her and her first, with her ex-husband, that she would have been more mindful of what she releases to all of the supporters that she have, but she still ain't learned from it. Still ain't learned.
I'm accountable. She's accountable.
Watch y'all.
If she chooses to do so.
Pay attention to what she views as, what Bree views as her being accountable.
I don't even give you room to not hold me accountable. I hold myself accountable.
No.
I'm like, bitch, girl, I know.
Like, girl, I know. I should have been did this. I should have been did that. Even with this situation, she's like, I should have been cut it off.
Okay. Now, like I read to y'all before, well, not read, but said, in her mind, her taking accountability is her saying, I should have been cut that situation off, i.e., the situation being her and Janelle. That's not accountability, saying you should have been left. That's a cop out. That is a cop out. Accountability is acknowledging the role you played in the toxicity that kept you there. What kept you there is where the accountability starts. Not saying I should have been left as if you was this perfect person in that relationship. Clearly you wasn't. Clearly you wasn't. And you know how I know she wasn't? Because I interviewed Chrissy. Chrissy was the relationship before Bree. Chrissy was with Janelle almost 3 years, and she didn't have not even 90% of these issues. Not even 90%. Janelle ain't never called Chrissy out of her name. Never put his hands on her. So it's mind-boggling how, and it just shows y'all, and that's where you start, when you start going through those patterns and recognizing those patterns, that's when you can see a person, even if you don't know them in real life. Once they start displaying patterns amongst different isolated incidents, patterns tell you everything you need to know. Patterns of behavior. If they always consistent, but is in different situations, that speaks volumes to a person's character. And like I said, it's real ironic how Janelle is just this devil when he's with her, but Chrissy didn't get that. And she was with him for almost 3 years. Damn near the same amount of time as Bree. Why is that? Why did she get a different version? Oh, I know why. Look, I got my hand raised. I know why. Because everybody brings out a different reaction in everybody. Different women bring out different reactions in men, and vice versa. And based on your patterns and the reactions that you get and that these men portray, is given that you the problem. That's what it's given. Because how is it that this lady interviewed and said, and they say, oh, well, if that's the case, why she didn't stay with him? Because there is a such thing as not being compatible. You could be with somebody and you can actually part ways with a person for lack of compatibility or grow apart. You could part ways with somebody if y'all don't have the same life goals or y'all on 2 different life paths. It don't always have to end toxically. Like, it don't always have to end badly. Sometimes you could just say, hey, this not working out. I think it's best that we part ways. We go our separate ways. We could still be cool. Some people can't. You know why people can't be cool, y'all? Is because the relationship was too toxic. It got so bad that they are disgusted by each other. That's why it be so hard to co-parent even when you got a child in the midst. Because guess what? Some people bring children into toxicity. And they be in their minds, they thinking that, oh, the child is gonna make the situation better, and it never happens. You supposed to bring kids into a healthy situation. The situation is supposed to be good before you bring kids into it, right? Because otherwise, it's going to be even worse because once you start having kids, they require a lot of your focus, a lot of your time, and that time has to be divided by the kids and your partner. And if you and your partner's relationship is already bad and now you taking away the time to work on it, guess what? It's going to be even worse. She knew early on because she told us when people constantly saying, well, y'all don't know her in real life. Well, is she out here lying to the internet? Well, we know that, but about everything? Because yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff, some things, right? But what was I gonna say? God damn it, I done lost it. I forgot. It'll come back to me. Thank you, Nene. Shout out to the GOAT. My sister here dropping them memberships. If y'all got a membership from Nene, she just give 3 memberships. Make sure y'all thank her in the chat, y'all. Shout out to my girl. I can't see who got them on my end, but welcome to the green team. Whoever got those 3 memberships. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 459 in the building. Please support my goal, y'all. I did set my goal and put it on any color. Okay. So it's not a big goal, but it is there. Okay. It is there for the tipping, baby. Support your girl. If you enjoying this commentary, if you enjoying this teaching, these gems that I'm dropping, because it ain't just about Bree and her situation. When I do these live streams, I feel like it's to show whoever we have that's going through things what not to do in a relationship, what mistakes not to make. Okay. It ain't always just about her situation isolated. No, people can learn from this because now you seeing how somebody can put all their business on the internet and how it can completely ruin their brand, mess up their livelihood, ruin their name. And it's just an overall bad look. It shows you what not to do. Thank you, discussion board. Tip the jar, baby. Thank you, my love. Okay, let's play some more, y'all.
I should have been cut it off. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. So y'all singing to the choir with that she already realized herself.
Deflected.
There are people out there that you need to point stuff out for, but there are some people that realize it themselves. That doesn't change the fact that it's happening. So she can't control the fact that life is still going to play out whether she recognizes it or not. Yeah. You can't change that.
I just realized that I can't carry and treat everybody the same as I do my first kid's baby daddy. We cool as hell.
Oh Lord. Y'all, that's not me with the sound. That was her video clips. But now we about to get into she's gonna use her first baby daddy as an example to shade Janelle and LaTrue. Right there, where she just said, I can't treat I can't treat other people like I do my first baby daddy, right? Because yeah. Or maybe it's like I said, you're the problem. Because now you got it used to be where she had 2 baby daddies on her side, and now you only have 1 out of 3. So who's really the problem? Both of these men just bitter? Like what? It ain't making sense. Thank you, Special K, my love. Hey, Cree. It ain't making sense. Or are they like, no, child, listen. And everybody knows the deal when it comes to that first baby daddy. Okay? He the only one that ain't gotta worry about child support, and he got the most kids in this situation. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? But he helps though. But you gotta go fund me up. You gotta go fund me up, and you got 3 baby daddies. It's starting to give Sierra now. It's starting to give Sierra. But that's kind of crazy. It's no way in hell she shouldn't be able to move back home when she got 3 children with the ninja that lives in the state where she's trying to get back to. Sleepy can't help. Because if I could recall, I remember what harm what brother-in-law call him uh Yahweh something, Jehovah Yahweh or something like that, child. But if I could recall, Sleepy did a response to one of my live streams about a year and some change ago, y'all. Because I was asking some questions, baby, and he responded to it. And he was like, who is this woman? But he told me, not in private, he said it in his response on his page. He said, hallelujah, Yahweh. Yeah, that's AKA Sleepy. Okay. He said that um he don't pay child support. He has six or 7 kids. I think he got 7 kids with a couple baby mamas, and he works a 9 to 5. Because in my video I was speaking on how he didn't show up to an event that I think Lala had at school or something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Janelle went, maybe. I think Janelle went and Sleepy didn't show up. And I spoke on it. And I was like, I find it real funny how he never shows up to any events that his kids have, but he's so involved. If you could do one or the other. If you know you can't really help out financially, then you have to at least invest your time. Because some baby mamas are willing to accept either or. They're reasonable. And she very reasonable when it come to him. But when it come to Janelle and the true baby, she want that money. She want them coins when it come to those two. But when it come to Sleepy, that's where you get the very reasonable baby mama. The baby mama that's willing to work with them. But it's real crazy because they'll make excuses and say, oh, well, he do for his kids and they don't even live in the same state. Before the oldest one moved there, he would barely see him. And how we know that is because she would always have him. So how was he really helping is the question. How was he really helping? Now, back to what he said, because this is where you get answers. This is where you can make your own determination and give your own perspective on these situations. So one of the things he said was, he made an excuse, of course. He said, I'm not rich. I don't have it like that. I work a regular 9 to 5. I work for the white man and I can't take off work like that. I have 7 kids and and none of my baby mamas got me on child support. And so, like I said, when you start hearing stuff like that, you can pretty much draw your own conclusion. So what he told me is that he do when he can, because he got so many kids, so many baby mamas, and he has a regular 9 to 5 job. He's not a big content creator or influencer like the other ones, or an actor or entertainer. He's a regular, smegular, degular ninja, right? So that alone told me that they basically got to split a couple dollars amongst the baby mamas. Because when you got 7 kids with 4 baby mamas and you work a regular 9 to 5, and Bree is the baby mama that got 3 kids with him, right? How much is he really doing to help? And I ain't talking about, oh, well, the oldest son lived with him. That just happened, okay? That just happened out of all the years of that child life. That just happened. So that don't even count yet. I'm talking about prior to that. But these other 2 getting all the criticism. They getting all the criticism. When we watch, I can't speak for Janelle because we didn't see yet. His episode, his saga just started. We can only speak on LaTruth. We watch LaTruth fight for his child. Go to court, fight for his baby. Constant showing up to the pickups. We watched that. We watched it play out. Never gave up on his child. He had to go through hell and cut backflips just to get, be involved with his baby. it like he want to now, like he is now. So it ain't always the men. And you can't excuse yourself or use accountability or the word accountability and frame it as something that suits you. No. True accountability is recognizing your flaws, the mistakes that you make in a relationship, because it takes two. It takes two. And like I said, prime example is if there's one man and two different females, and one of those females gets a clean version, non-disrespectful, non violent man, and then the other version, the other female gets an aggressive, allegedly, because at this point she got us questioning if that man was even doing all those things, right? Because you don't even know what's true at this point. What's true and what ain't true, child. But you got the other version where she's allegedly getting this aggressive and spitting and choking and tripping in the doctor's office and all of these things. How is that even possible if you're the innocent party and you don't do no wrong and your accountability is you saying you should have left sooner? It just shows how toxicity meets toxicity, basically. And some people can bring out toxicity in others or bring out the worst in others. And some people can bring out the calmness in others.
The same. They not the
Even,
same.
let me add this.
Please.
And even with him in general,
Anel,
our first kid's father
oh no, sleeping.
has my cheeks so rosy. But
That's her video skipping, okay? Because on Snapchat, they only give you like I guess 5 minutes per clip. I'm not sure, and then it'll skip. So I didn't edit nothing out, okay, except for the ads.
nobody needs to be, they cut us off, y'all, but nobody needs to be angry forever. It's no reward in harboring hurt and anger. It's no reward.
But friend, it's a difference in harboring hurt.
Yeah,
Nigga might say I shot him, stabbed him, goddamn killed him.
It is, and it'll take a
I
lot
don't know
to get there and rebuild it. So even it might take years, it might take months. You
Might
never know.
worry.
Yeah, but that's for y'all to figure out, not the whole world.
Yeah.
So with her saying that, I took that as and her insinuating or subliminally stating that she's in fear that Janelle might say she did something to him, because she said you might say I SHOT him or STAB'd him or whatever, right? And if y'all remember, she was pushing the narrative from when she got arrested that she was set up, even though we didn't heard the 911 calls, we didn't heard the body cam audio. It's like, what more do you want from me? Tyrese's voice. We didn't heard the police footage is lying. The police receipt documentation evidence is a lie. That's what, child? Listen, it's still pushing the narrative like she was set up, child. I just don't understand it. Even in that moment, like how Sway, you even left your, like, we heard you on the phone with your dad saying, call Janelle, Janelle's gonna get the kids, he's gonna get them from school, and he's gonna stay at my house with them. They taking me to jail. Call Janelle. What? I ain't no way in hell I'm finna leave my kids with the person that I'm alleging set me up and sent me to jail while I'm getting arrested. Ain't no way in hell. And the fact that she didn't have nobody to get them speaks even more volumes, because at one point she was connected to a lot of people. Where's all these people that she claims is she's such good friends with, like Damien and Super and Delicious, all these friends that it be so much love and affection whenever they link up. Where these people at? I would have called one of them That just shows you that all of that be fake. That be facades, fake friendships, just for clout, just for the internet. Because ain't no way in hell I'm finna leave my kids. Not just his kids, but all of them. And you know it was bad because RH couldn't even get his child, but Janelle could. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. That man couldn't get his one daughter, but Janelle could get all the kids after she alleged he set her up and sent her to jail. I what? Child, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Thank you, Miss Rita. Thank you for that cash out blessing, my love. I appreciate you. Ain't no way, y'all. Not even that. Not outside of the whole friends. Why the hell was the person that you came on the internet and said set you up? Why was he able to get your kids, stay overnight with them, and use your car while you was in jail for 48 hours? How was that even possible? You know what they would have heard me saying on that audio? F him. I hate you. You set me up. You set me up. You sending me to jail, the mother of your kids. Child, at this point, and I feel like she took advantage of that because she knew that man wasn't going to come out here and say nothing because his ass been quiet the entire saga. Every time we get on his ass, he quiet. He quiet. Every time. Thank you, Miss Jackie. You say thanks for all you do. You are appreciated. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you appreciating me. Thank you. Like, I don't get it, y'all. You said so did Janelle get Momo too? Apparently. Apparently, y'all. That's the $1,000,000 question, right? Because we heard the audio of her telling her daddy. And we can only assume that Janelle must have had the kids while Walter was on his way. Because what we do know from the internet streets is that Walter eventually had the kids, right? He eventually ended up getting the kids. So he had to drive out here. Not out here, child. He had to drive out there to get them because he lives in another state, right? But the $1,000,000 question is, why wasn't RH able to get his baby? That's what I want to know. Ain't no way in hell I'm finna let another man get my child that don't belong to him and have her for days when her daddy is very much capable and y'all share custody. Something in the milk ain't clean with that, okay? Something in the milk ain't clean with that child, but that was crazy. That man, you mean to tell me Janelle was on the pickup list? He was on the pick. If this ain't some toxic shat here, I don't know what is because ain't no way in hell. And the fact that she wasn't thinking about the kids when she went over there to show her ass is even crazier because maybe she thought he wasn't gonna send her to jail, right? Maybe that's what she thought. But she's gonna say something here where she's gonna mention uh like I'm finna go to try to fight somebody at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like people don't fight at different times of the day. Or people don't try to pull up to people's houses to see what the hell going on at different times of the day. That had to have been what was done. We can and here's the thing, y'all. When you listen to the 911 calls, right? And y'all know I can literally analyze and I went back and listened to catch the red flags in the call. And as I'm listening to Janelle's call, now mind you, both called, right? So if you listen to both calls, you can hear the other speaking in the background on both calls because they was in the same room. So on Janelle's call, Janelle is literally on the phone with 911, all while still trying to keep her from getting in his room where his company was, right? He's on the phone trying to keep, on the phone with 911 trying to keep her from getting in the room. How do you know this, Pop? How do you know this? Because it's on the call. He literally says she's trying to get into my room and invading my privacy. He says that on the call. If that weren't true, she could have easily said, "No, I'm not. I'm trying to get my phone. He took my property." She never said that. She did, however, mention her phone at one point when she was speaking to 911. She said he took my phone and broke my nail. The lady said, "Did it get physical?" She said, "Yeah, he broke my nail." I said, "Bring out the dogs." And SWAT too. He broke my nail. Anyways, so you can hear him. It's like he was breathing hard as if um something like he was really trying to restrain her, stop her from, going into his room or whatever. But child baby, Janelle was fighting for his life. Obviously. He was fighting he protected whoever was in that room, baby. Okay? Raging baby mama, scorn, trying to get through. You child, for all we know, she could have been trying to take that girl head off. Janelle was fighting for his life, guarding that door. Please hurry. I'm recording everything. Or I got everything recorded. One of the two. Child. She wanted to see. Because the thing is, if it was just a regular, smegular, degular drop off, right? If it was a regular drop off, how do we go from a regular drop off to his front door getting damaged, to her entering the home from damaging the front door, to throwing all and tearing up his shack, tearing up his vehicle? Baby, those are signs of a scorned woman. What did he do to make her do that? Right? And if he did do it, why he wasn't sitting in jail with her? See, sometimes you don't have to know all the details to know all the details. You can just use your brain. You can fill in the gaps based on certain events that transpired, right? So we have a baby mama showing up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, mind you, and let me say this, because the narrative is already being pushed that content creators are speaking to Janelle. I could say I can't speak for nobody else, but I ain't never spoke to him and never will. Okay? I don't speak to the content. I have never spoken to the truth on the back end either, and never will. I don't do stuff like that because I want to be free to speak on whatever I choose on my platform. I don't want to make no personal situations with people who I deem as content. Period. That's how I run my ship, baby. Okay? That's how I run my ship. I can't speak for everybody else, but Pac ain't one of them. But what was I saying, y'all? Because y'all know I be forgetting facts. I forgot already. Oh, so I was breaking down the chain of events, right? So based on what we know from the call and the log, she showed up, babies in the car. I see Cree in the chat. Was it 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, right? She showed up. Oh, and here's another key detail. Shout out to my sissy Harm, because Harm said this on her video, and you can also add this part to the story. Janelle had his premiere the night before. His premiere for the movie. If y'all go on his page, you can see that he was posting it. She wasn't invited. Okay? Major accomplishment, major deal for him. He had all of his closest family and friends, and maybe his little boo thing was there too, because she sure woke up with him the next morning. Okay, listen, she probably was in attendance too, but um, he had his premiere the night before. So what conclusion can you draw from that? You have a premiere, and y'all know when you have an event like that, that's a celebration. So 9 times out of 10, they was drinking, they was partying, they was having a little fun, right? So that allows me to draw the conclusion that he did not have his twins. He did not have them because there were no kids in attendance at that premiere, right? So that allows you to also draw the conclusion that she had to have showed up with the twins, i.e., in this very clip that's on the screen right here, she will literally say it was a regular drop off. Drop off, not pickup. So that also allows you to draw the conclusion that 9 times out of 10, she showed up unannounced. Why did I draw that conclusion? Because ain't no way in hell I'm going to be out all night partying, drinking at my premiere, having a time, getting toe out the frame with my closest friends and family, celebrating a major accomplishment. And I'm going to tell you to bring the babies early as hell in the morning. And I probably got a hangover and everything. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. So she probably seen the events that was going on because he was posting it all over social media. She seen what he had going on. So she decided to the next day do a pop-up with the babies in the car. Child, I wonder if she even got her other babies ready for school because that was early as hell. And it's a little minute. It's a little minute. If you know, you know, because the addresses was on there. Well, it was on that one. But it take like, somebody put it in the chat. How long it take for her to get to Janelle house? Put it in the chat, y'all. Cree said, listen, it was 8 a.m. It takes 3 hours for her dad to get to Georgia. Why couldn't he come? He had plenty time before the kids got out of school. She wanted Ja at the crib when she came home. Maybe so. Listen, that's a good assessment. That is a good assessment. Let me go down. Hold on. Hold up. Let me get to the bottom of the comments. You say, I don't think Robert knew until we did. That's making sense. She didn't want him to know. He been on the pickup list. She had no plans of taking him off. Yep, Janelle been on that pickup list. He been on, because we seen Janelle had baby Momo in the car one day picking her up from school. If I'm not mistaken, he posted that. So that's probably true. RH probably did find out when the internet found out because, but I'm not even gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that, y'all. But yeah, let me keep going. Let me keep going. Hold on. Let me get to the bottom of these comments, y'all. And then I'm gonna finish with my breakdown assessment of the chain of events. Ooh, make sure y'all hitting that like button if you enjoying this commentary. We got 485 in the building. Hit that like button. Support Pac's goal. Turn up on my goal. Let me see who gonna turn up for the one time for Big Pac, baby. Okay, period. Who gonna clear my goal out for me? Do we have any millionaires in the chat? What about a thousandaire? You know they think we rich, y'all. They think we rich over here, baby. Okay. So let's continue with the story time assessment. Little 1-2. Okay, where did we stop off, y'all? Did we stop? Okay, so he had his premiere, and is Cree still in the chat? Because she did comment. What time did she show up to Janelle's house? Do you know? Thank you, discussion board. Discussion board say I'm starting it off. She said I got one for you. Thank you, my love. Nene say we have seen her manic episode. She did everything Janelle said she did. I believe that too. I believe that. So she showed up, y'all, early wee hours of the morning. And if it takes two, because I seen people saying it take her 2 hours to get to his house. If that's true, even in this clip right here, Bree's gonna say who goes to fight at 7 o'clock in the morning, right? So we can only assume that she pulled up at Janelle's house around 7 o'clock in the morning, right? So she had to have left her house around what, 5 o'clock? I don't know, around 5 o'clock. Um, Thank you, Vedas World. So, you say y'all are wait, damn, wait, comment. Y'all are rich with receipts. You said the first call was like 8:14, so it had to be before. Yeah. Depending on how long, she possibly was over there cutting up. I don't know, child. But so she had to, if it take around maybe 2 hours to get from her house to his house, and she had to have left her house around 5, if it take 2 hours. Had to be, okay? Um, so you say Cree, she probably isn't here. Let me do another random membership. You never know, child. Them Bush, y'all. Whenever somebody, I think it was Miss Mel that gifted like 5 or 6 memberships yesterday, and it was the weirdest names. I was like, the hell? People I ain't never seen comments ever. So you'll be surprised the people that watch you from fake pages or whatever, which is weird to me because it's just the internet. Like, if you got an opinion on this story, baby, you can comment. Like, you don't have to hide behind a fake page to speak your opinion unless you just that scared of the people that's in this sector. That's so weird to me, but it was the weirdest names, y'all. One of them was Power Ranger something. I said, who are these people? Like, but anyway, so you said an hour and 45 minutes to get to his house. Okay. Basically a setup, Nola. Basically a setup. Um, so okay, let me get out the comments for a little bit because I keep losing my train of thought, y'all. Okay, so um she pulled up, she had to have made it there around 7 something or whatever, because Cree said the first call was at 8:14 a.m. So if you sitting, and this is where we have to use our critical thinking and our brains, y'all, right? So if a baby mama, okay, now pretend like y'all Janelle, right? Pretend like y'all him. If you in your house at 7 something in the morning, you had your premiere the night before, and you got your new young thing in the house with you, right? And your freshly ex, that don't sound right, but they hadn't been broken up that long, because remember, Janelle posted a video where he was in her bed eating bacon and eggs with the twins back in December, right? So if they have been broken up, then they only been broken up a couple months, right? So that's still very much fresh. Now we don't know their conversations via text message, or if they didn't spun the block and maybe slept together, child. We don't know none of that. We don't know none of that. All we know is we seen him last in her bed back in December. That was the last time we knew of them having that type of interaction, until she go to jail for tearing his shat up. Okay? So, hold up. Let's see. Thank you. You said, hey, Lupac, I'm listening in the bushes. Okay, Regal. Yeah, Brandy is a supporter. Brandy G is a supporter, Nini. That's one of my support. I could have sworn Brandy had a membership already, though. I thought she had one. Or maybe not. I don't know. You said she did an uninvited pull up, probably was sitting outside his house the whole night. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say she was sitting outside the whole night with them babies in the car. But she did pull up, right? So Now, like I said, think like you are him. If you in the house with your new girl and y'all in the bed, you had your premiere the night before, and your baby mama pop up with y'all babies, right? Are you answering the phone? And the reason why I said that is because if he was answering the phone for her, she wouldn't have had to damage the door to get in the house. Which is also damaging the door to get in the house is also equivalent to uh being pissed the hell off and wanting to see who up in there. Because when you in your right mind, right? A person that ain't going for violence or trouble, if the man not answering the phone, I'm about to leave. I'm getting the hell on. My first mind ain't gonna tell me to go damage his front door to bust through the house. Okay? So, because we heard that the door was damaged on the 911 call. He also stated something about his car, but he ain't go into detail. He just said she's messing up my car. She damaged my door and throwing my clothes or something like that. And he mentioned that he was, she's trying to get in my room and invade my privacy. So that's how I was able to draw the conclusion that he was protecting whatever was that was in that room. Okay, so damage the door, get through the door, and then they must have been tussling or, he was restraining her because she didn't say he flipped me over or he had me in a headlock or, she didn't say any of that on her 911 call. All she said was, he has my phone and he broke my nail. That was it, right? So he's saying on his call, she's throwing all my clothes. Did he say throwing all his clothes in the street, or did he just say she's throwing all my clothes out or something like that? I can't remember the actual details in that statement right there. Let me know in the chat, y'all. Cree said if he was answering the phone for her, she would have knew not to come over there at all. Bingo. Clock it. And if not just that, but in this video right here, she also says it was a regular drop off like any other time. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been a regular drop off like any other time because he didn't answer for your ass. Which to me is a clear indicator. If he didn't answer, then 9 times out of 10, he didn't answer the night before either. Because this is where you have to use your critical thinking again. If the drive is that long from his house to hers, right? I mean, from her house to his, ain't no way in hell I'm going to go out there on a whim or take a chance without knowing for certain that he's going to, one, be home, or two, be prepared to get the kids. I'm not going to just show up and I know I have to drive a very long distance to get there in the first place. I'm going to make sure, right? So, she get there and we can only assume that he's not answering the phone. He's not answering the phone because, like I said, damage was done to the door for entry, according to the 911 call. Once in the house, when Janelle was on the phone with 911, he stated, this girl is in my house. And he say this girl is in my house and she's throwing my things out. She's trying to get to my room or in my room and invading my privacy or invade my privacy. Those were his exact words. That right there, that statement is very broad. That allows you to basically run with the conclusion that, one, somebody is in his room that he's protecting and stopping her from entering, because if nobody's in there, he had no reason to stop her from going in there. Two, she's very upset about something, and that something has to be whatever is in that room, because why is you trying to get in there? Critical thinking, y'all. Why are you trying to get in there? And like I said, if she wasn't trying to get in there, why, when, because they both were saying stuff, they was literally standing right by each other. whenever they were on the phone. And if you remember, on Janelle's 911 call, while he's saying she's trying to get in my room and invade my privacy, he said, "Don't touch me," or "Stop touching me," something along those lines. So to me, that kind of showed that she was still trying to, bypass his ass while he was on the phone, right? Which is crazy because she was also on the phone. That's the crazy part. But that allows me to draw the conclusion that she don't know who was in there, or she don't know the new girlfriend, something like that she wanted to see, baby. Now, what if it would have been Pretty Bree? Oh, Lord have mercy. What if that would have been Pretty Bree in that room? All hell would have broke loose. All hell would have broke loose. Listen, so Miss Vanessa says, I don't understand. Where were the twins at that time? Okay, let's go back. Now, we didn't hear the babies until it was at a certain point of them being on the phone with 911. So we can only draw the conclusion that if she was in a rage and she bust through his front door to go in the house, and she was throwing his clothes out and doing this and that, she couldn't have been doing that with two babies in her hands. And when you doing something like that, you ain't got time to try to do all of that, bust through the door, and then bring the kids in there with you when they not even, only one of them is walking right now. And it's still in the early stages of walking, right? So they had to have been left in the car while she was doing it. And then maybe at some point she went back in there and got them. Maybe at some point she went back outside and got them. I don't know. She had to have gone back and got them or whatever, because if you doing all of that, how are you even tending to two very small kids? Which is crazy. Thank you. Tell me something good. Bow, bow. She supported my coffee link. Thank you, my love. I see you. I forgot all about that time. Nobody supported that link in a long time. I forgot I still had it set up. Thank you, my boo, my boo, my boo. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. My phone is going crazy. Hold on. Oh, I got a pee too. But I ain't gonna be on here too much longer because we almost at 2 hours. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see what that is. That's for the whatchamacallit. All right. So thank you, my love. Uh Let me see. You said I think Pretty Bree would have came out that room. I think so too. Pretty Bree, because Pretty Bree had made a comment and she said, if she would have showed up whenever she was there, she said she would have told her to get in the bed or something. Pretty Bree is crazy. She said she would have told her to get in the bed. That girl is crazy, child. But where did I stop off, y'all? So yeah, so we really don't know at the point of, the back and forth and her trying to get into the room, or him trying to stop her. We don't really know where the babies was, whether they was still in the car or they was on the floor in the house or whatever, because we didn't hear them until when we heard her on the phone with 911. You can hear a baby or the babies in the background making little noises. Okay. So they entered the house at some point. They entered the house at some point. Um, and it's crazy because this is the same person that literally, remember she was showing a video where she said Janelle had put a hole in the wall and she was like, he's a mental patient and he don't need to be around my kids doing stuff like that in front of them and this and that and that and this. But here you are, literally. Oh, it is? Let me see y'all do y'all big one. Do y'all big one on pop. Nene say we got 4 minutes left to clear the goal, y'all. Let's see, can we accomplish that? We got 472 people in here. If I make y'all a deal, if y'all could clear my goal in them 4 minutes, I'll stay on live an extra 30 minutes with y'all. But we gotta clear that goal out, baby. We gotta put it on the float. Put it on the float. Hey, put it on the float. Put it on the float. Hey, let's see. Ready, set, go. Red light, green light. so, okay, let me finish. Let me try to finish. All right. So, what was I saying, y'all? What point did I stop off on? Pac said on the floor, I don't believe Janelle put. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So with the hole in the wall, so she posted that video or whatever, and she was basically, painting him out to be a bruiser, a mental patient, a sick person, and all of that, right? Thank you, Janae. We got one, y'all. Because she was showing the video to her supporters on that live stream, right? So she was painting this narrative that, hey, he don't need to be around these babies. He's mental. He's dangerous. They're not safe around him, unsupervised. He do things like this. He got anger issues, blase, 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 blase. But then now, fast forward to March 4th, she's basically doing some of the very same thing. Thank you, Black Farney. Thank you, discussion board. Let's say, okay, look at y'all. I'm not finna play with you talking about 1 hour, not 30 minutes. Leave it up to Latte. So she pretty much did the same thing, because what's the difference between him putting a hole in her wall and her over there cutting up, carrying on, and throwing his clothes out, damaging his car allegedly, according to him. Love you back, CSBSN. Thank you, Miss Darlene. Damaging his car, throwing his clothes out, fighting with him to get into his room. What is the difference? Toxicity is toxicity in front of kids. Regardless if it come from the mama or the daddy, it's still bad. It's still bad regardless. So if he need help, then she need help. So good thing they both in therapy at this point, basically. Okay? Especially for the babies. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Tajay. I love you more, girl. Y'all cutting up. Look at y'all. Y'all want me to stay out here with y'all another 30 minutes, huh? I know what it is, y'all. I know what it is. Yeah, y'all. So I just don't like how on the internet the men get held to a higher standard and have to be more accountable than the women. When women fight so hard to be equal with men and have equal opportunities, that's crazy to me. Like, that is crazy to me. And it's like, some women make us look weak. When you put all accountability on a man and, oh, he did this, he did that, and you just stayed with him the whole time, it makes females look weak. Like, you don't know how to pop your itch. Okay? It's some women out here that a man will cheat and she gonna cheat right back and pay him back. Some women gonna give you exactly what you give them and don't care about the judgment. And I'm not saying that's right, but I would much rather a woman popping their ish than doing something that makes us as women look weak and less equal. Imagine saying a man did all of these bad things to you in 3 years and your kids, and you didn't do nothing. You know how that sound? Like, you ain't so you mean to tell us you ain't pop your ish at all? Come on now. Come on. The accountability gotta be in there somewhere. You said, I think she got locked up for leaving the kids in the car. No. She got locked up for criminal trespassing and family violence. That was the charges. Y'all did it? Okay, look at y'all. Okay, so we got 30 more minutes, y'all. I'm gonna stay on here with y'all for 30 more. I'm gonna start doing that on my live streams. I'm gonna start doing that. When y'all clear my goal, I'll stay with y'all some extra time. Okay. Thank you, Jaisha. Thank you, Jaisha. Thank you to everybody who supported the goal. Thank y'all for clearing my goal. Okay, y'all got me for another 30 minutes, y'all. I need a pedo, but I'm gonna try to hold it. So, and thank you, Jaisha, baby. You was cutting up. Thank you, my love. Tanya say throwing his clothes. Let me put this right here. Throwing his clothes out of his house is diabolical. That was crazy because at first I was like, wait, how you throwing his clothes out of his house? That was weird. Because I'm like, it's one thing to throw his clothes out of your house. Like, get the hell out, ninja. But throwing his clothes out of his house? He said she's throwing my things. Did he say throwing my clothes out or throwing my things around? One of the two, y'all. But basically all of the evidence, all of the audios points to plain and outright and clear. It points to her popping up unannounced, breaking through the door, turning up in his house, trying to get through trying to get in there to see who he had in there, and that's it. That's all. That's what I take from it based on the evidence, right? And like I said, she could have just easily came out here and say, "Yeah, I did it. I was in my feelings. I had a moment. I'm tired of him playing with my feelings and my emotions. Like I ain't nothing to him, and whatever, whatever. But I'm moving on." And that would have been the end of it. The end of it. But to come out and act like he set you up and you, child, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, definitely, Scorpio. I could tell you that, and I don't even have to look that up. She said, Lupac, ask Google, can CPS get involved if you have a DV charge? Definitely. Definitely. Anything domestic, if the kids are involved. Because you can get hit with child endangerment. If something happens in the vicinity of the kids while parents are fighting, they could charge both parties with domestic and child endangerment. So CPS can very much get involved depending on the severity of the situation. Depending on that, right? They don't always just, call CPS because certain things. Now, I think if they would have been out there just tearing it down, then probably so. But they definitely can get involved with a DV situation because kids can get hurt. If you and the father is in there fighting and are you holding a child, for example, and then go drop the child, or the child fly across the room or anything like that, like, they definitely can get involved with with DV situations. I didn't seen it happen plenty of times. Okay. Let me see. Most men would have went to get their stuff, but he wasn't budging. Listen, that ninja say he was not letting her get to that room. Whoever was in that room, baby, he was protected. Whoever or whomever, because it could have been two. It could have been two. Y'all know Pretty Bree says Janelle like them threesomes, so it could have been two of them in there. You never know. You never know, child. All right, let's finish playing this, y'all.
And people think they have control over your parental relationships and what y'all have going on. Like at the end of the day, I personally know that your main priority is your children, and you wanted to make sure that they're okay. And you wanted to make sure that they know that, hey, you have both of us if you don't have nobody else.
So, how long I've been single?
You've been single for a long time now. Like,
So why would I be fighting?
there's no reason to be fighting.
Okay.
And that's a misconception.
Well, for one, she has that's gaslighting. And that's manipulation right there also. The friend was about to go into misconceptions, right? Because who said she was fighting? I'll wait. Anybody? Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Who said she was? Nobody said that. They said you was trying to get in that room. I didn't see, now I could be wrong, but I know I didn't see nobody over here say she was fighting. Because she kept, notice how she brought up, why would I be trying to fight at 7:00 in the morning? I didn't say you was trying to fight. I said you was trying to see who was in that room. And that's a difference to me, right? That's a difference because I couldn't put that type of conclusion on it because I don't know. I don't know. All I know is your actions, and based on what was stated on that 911 call, it allowed me to come to the conclusion that you was fighting to get in that room, not fighting a girl because you didn't even get to the girl because your baby daddy wasn't having it. Clearly, he was child. Listen, that man turned into a Medusa stone. Okay, Zanel turned into a Medusa stone, y'all. Medusa statue. Them feet was cement planted. He like, you ain't getting in this realm. She's trying to invade my privacy. I am so weak, bro. I'm so weak, child. But I don't think you was trying to go fight the girl. I think you was just trying to see who she was, who he had in that room. And it's normal for, and even with her saying, "Oh, how long have I been single?" That don't make no difference. It's plenty of people, plenty of baby mamas, baby daddies who ain't with they baby mama, baby daddy, and then they'll pull up and see another car at that person's house, and the relationship was, the breakup is still fresh, and they turn into a whole nother person and show they complete ass. Okay, it didn't happen. You won't be the first and you won't be the last. So make no mistake. Just because you're saying that you've been single for a while, that does not negate the fact that you still pulled up over there and turned up because he had somebody over there. So I'm confused. Like, it doesn't take away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man had somebody over there. You pulled up over there. Clearly he wasn't answering the phone because he didn't open the door for you. You had to get in through forced entry, apparently, because you damaged the door. So that alone shows. Now I could see if, well, no, I can't see that either because you chose this baby daddy. I was about to say I could see if the kids was in there and then he wasn't answering the phone and he had him in there with another female. But at the end of the day, once you part ways, you can't control who's in his life when y'all no longer together. You have to trust that he's going to make good decisions and only have decent human beings around the kids. You have to trust that because you chose him to procreate with. That's so crazy to me when I see females saying, "Oh, he better not have this be around my child. He better not have this." Why not? How about you be mature and try to speak to that person, get cool with that person. Child, they'll be doing your baby hair, buying your baby clothes. Y'all be surprised if you when you break those toxic, bitter generational curses and get cool with the other woman and see how she helped take care of your kid. Okay. I ain't never experienced it, but I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Because my kids are Velcro to their mama. They Velcro to their mama. I gotta y'all don't want to go to y'all grandma this weekend. Like they don't be want to go nowhere. They home is their peace, baby, and that's how it should be. When your kids don't never want to be home with you, that speaks volumes. My kids don't be wanting to leave the house because they know one thing about mama. I make sure their home is their sanctuary, is their peace. Ain't no problems, pure energy, like clean, all of the things, full of food. They ain't got nothing to worry about, and that's how it should be. Um, you say, Pac, who's to say he had someone there? Maybe he was tired of her coming to his house, always acting out, and he got tired of, oh, someone was definitely there. Okay? Somebody sleeping in my room. No, my bed, my bed. Somebody's taking my head, baby. Somebody's sleeping in. Y'all know the rest. Somebody was in there, child. Okay? That been floating. That been floating for a little minute. The streets been talking, okay? And I could believe her when she say she been single because but the thing is, if we going off of the receipts and all the things that been coming out, child Janelle moved on while they was together. Cause he been a cheater. Okay? So that ain't never stopped. So, oh, let me play this part because I want to speak to it. Let me play this part too.
That people have to. I'm gonna say this and this only. She was headed to do the same drop off she been doing for over a month now, and I'm always on the phone. So the narrative that's being created, I don't even know what it.
Okay, she said, "I'm gonna say this." She was headed to do the same drop off that she's been doing for over a month now, and she said she was on the phone. Well, why you couldn't witness or stop her from going to jail if you was on the phone? If this, okay, not just that, right? Critical thinking time. If she was headed to do the same drop off, consistent, because when you use the word same, you think of consistent, repetitious, right? Consecutive. Those are the words I think of when I hear the same. So prior to March 4th, there wasn't any incident as far as we know, right? As far as we know, what happened? What made that drop off different? This is where you put your critical thinking hat on, right? What made that drop off different? If they didn't have no, clearly they didn't have no issues because now, critical thinking time again, I go back to that live stream she did in January. And it's still on her YouTube, where she said her and Janelle had no communication. Because remember, she said he was calling her private. She's like, "Oh, he keep calling me private. Now you want to call because I'm exposing you." And she said, we ain't had no communication prior to this. He was only communicating with me through the parenting app and did it. So that that statement alone, it makes you think, right? It leaves you to believe that if he ain't even communicating with you via phone, only through parenting app, why the hell would he be allowing you to come to his house? Unless, devil's advocate, right? Because I want to be fair. Unless they got to a point where it got back to, oh, I'll pick him up from your house, you pick him up from mine. Okay. But it's still gaps. It's still some gaps. It's still some unanswered questions as far as if it was the same drop off like it always had been, then what happened that day that warranted her breaking into his house? Because a part of the criminal trespassing was the damage to his property. He didn't open the door for her, nor did he answer the phone for her. So, what warranted her? What made her get so angry that she felt the need to break through his door to get in his house? I don't want no babysitter that bad. Clearly, you are what's the word they used on Coming to America? Um Not decomposing. What's the damn word? Not incompetent. Damn, I can't think of that word. Clearly, you busy. We're gonna use the easy one. Incapacitated, something like that, child. Clearly, you got something going on because, like I said, if he ain't answering the phone, he not answering the door. I'm going my ass back home. I'm not going to make a irrational, impulsive decision to damage property and force my way in without thinking of the consequences and my kids, knowing I don't have no help in Georgia. That's how you know that was an impulsive, irrational decision made because the fact that She was frantic on that phone call with her dad, and you had to leave your kids with the very same man that was involved in the situation with you, that you are now claiming set you up. That's crazy work, child. That's crazy work. Because the friend don't live in Georgia. She's out there now, but she don't live in Georgia. But she said she's always on the phone, right? I'm trying to see how does that change anything? If she on the phone with a friend at all times, whenever there's a pickup or a drop off, whatever, how does that change anything? Clearly, it didn't stop her from going to jail. So I'm confused. Like, what, what, what does that? It doesn't validate basically because it what they're saying, and that's what's in my caption. Her truth doesn't match the police evidence. It don't, and that's why I said, you know, her best bet would have just either been silent or taken a true accountability. And with true accountability, there's no projection, no deflection, no no blame, no victim, not victim child, no blaming, no blame shifting. With true accountability, it's only what you did or what you contributed to a toxic situation. What you did in that moment, what got you arrested, not what you feel like Janelle did, because he didn't go to jail. It's about what you did to send yourself to jail. Because, like I said, if she feel like she was set up, whether it be the cop set her up, Janelle set up, get a lawyer and sue him. Sue him. Sue the city of Newton or the county of Newton if you were set up. But she knows she can't do that because Janelle said on the 911 call he recorded everything. And it was clearly that recording that sent her to jail. Clearly. That was evidence, right? So make it make sense. Ooh, y'all. It's too late now. I'm gonna come back live tomorrow, but it's too late for me to. Ooh, child. I'm gonna come back live about that tomorrow. Clarissa Shields is on fire, baby. That's gonna be my live for tomorrow. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, like I just don't get it, bruh. I don't understand it. Take accountability and keep it pushing. But to act to it's bad when you victimize. It must be my other phone going crazy. It's bad when you victimizing yourself after you went to jail. Unless you was falsely accused. ch- Girl, girl. After the 911 audios, hers and his, then the call that she made to her dad while she was being arrested, the what was it? What is it called? CAD or PAD paper, whatever. The dispatch paper, all of that has been released and you still acting like you didn't play a part in yourself getting arrested. It's no hope, child. It ain't no hope. It's no hope. Let me finish this video up, y'all, so we can get up off of here.
Came from, to be honest, I don't know where that came from, but it's
Who
been
gets up
happening.
at 7 in the morning to fight?
And there's nothing to
Good
fight
question.
over because people have separated and people have been told to go their separate ways. And
People
people
being
have been
forced to go separate
encouraging
ways.
others.
Okay. Now, that's where it gets interesting as well. So the friend says, Bree said, who gets up at 7 a.m. to fight? And then the friend says, and there's nothing to fight over because people go their separate ways. People have went their separate ways. And then Bree says, people was forced to go their separate ways, right? See, it's comments like that because now I heard um it being said out here that Janelle maybe sent her some flowers or something. And I think people was getting it misconstrued because some people were saying, oh, He sent her flowers after she got arrested. I don't think it was after. Okay. I think it probably was before and making amends or whatever, whatever. I don't know, child. But anyways, that still doesn't make her look good in this situation. Her saying that people being Janelle, was forced to go his separate way. Now, the crazy part is, right? The man been a cheater since they was in a relationship. So I wouldn't say he had to be forced to move on or go his separate way because he been doing his thing even when they was together, and she's the one that let us know that. Okay, so that's crazy to me. Saying, oh, he had to be forced to move on, but you showed up and told his shut up. Why again? Because I remember right after, she got out of jail, whatever, this very same friend made a post and said something um about your kids, you better turn up or something like that. I don't know how y'all do it. That was her words. About your kids, you better turn up. I don't know how y'all do it. It was something along those lines, right? And that was basically insinuating that she turned up at Janelle house about the kids until 911 audio start coming out and all of this and that. And then we find out that was a lie because if it was about the kids, why wasn't that mentioned in the 911 call? That would have been justifiable in my opinion, even if not legally justifiable, but ain't not one woman on this earth is not gonna turn up about their kids, especially if they a good mama, right? Every woman would have been on her side if it was really that. Like you was really and what did that mean? Like were they in some type of harm or danger or what does about my kids, you better turn up. I don't know how y'all do it. Like I'm confused about that because like I said, no kids were mentioned on those 911 calls. What was mentioned was a phone while being on a phone. Uh this girl is invading my privacy, trying to get into my room. She's throwing my things out, damaging my car. Um damage broke the door. That's all the things that was and a broke nail and drugs and alcohol. Those were the things that were mentioned. Not at one time, child, the kids wasn't even a part of the conversation until you heard Google Gaga. That was the only time they was brought up when they made their presence known. When they was talking in the background, baby talk. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. That's crazy. This situation is crazy, but I got a feeling it ain't over. Like Harmony said, it's beginning to look a lot like not Christmas, but the Brunel saga. In the words of True Slayer, the Brunel saga. Okay, because it's a long road ahead. We done went through the whole saga situation with her and RH, and now theirs is just beginning. Just beginning. But I got a feeling this one gonna be different. Two different kind of men. Okay? So yeah, this one is gonna be a little different, child. It's gonna be a little different, y'all. I got that feeling because I pay attention and I analyze really, really well. This one gonna be a little different. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're gonna see what happens, and we'll be here to talk about it and educate and drop gems and analyze and all of the things, based on what's put out on the internet. Because we can only go off of what is put out on the internet, right? That's all we got to go off of. What is put out here on the internet. So, anyways, y'all, I'm finna get up off of here. My little extra 30 minutes, then hit y'all. That 30 minutes came fast too. I love y'all. I will be back tomorrow. God spare, even though Sunday is my reset day, I do my big little Sunday dinner for my little family child. I do my little cleaning, my little, little I call it spring cleaning, but little touch up here and there. I wash clothes, uniforms, and all of that. I'ma still try to do two lives tomorrow. Because I keep saying I'm gonna do two and I be wanting to do two, but life don't permit. Because unlike some, I have a life outside this internet thing. Okay? It ain't no obsession over here like they try to paint it. Oh, y'all obsessed. How? So what's barely 2 hours on a live stream out of 24 hours in a day, and I don't even go live every day. Make that make that make sense. If that's so obsession, okay, I'll take it. But anyways, I love y'all. I love y'all. Oh, I didn't even finish the clip. Let me finish the little bit that's left, y'all.
And that's just what it is. And people being hurt. I ain't sugarcoating it. She been saying, hey, do you?
So she been giving him permission to do him. Oh, okay. Basically. According to the friend, she been telling him, do you, which I don't think he needed permission because according to Pretty Bree and a few others, he been doing him for a very long time. I don't know if it was a point ever in that relationship where he wasn't doing him. Okay? So, yeah, unless she's just meaning, do you without me in the relationship. You got to be clear with those type of things. You have to be clear. I love you too, discussion boy. Creole lady. Creole lady, where you from? Because when I see Creole, I know you gotta be close, baby. You say, I think that video he has will get him custody of his kids if he really wants them. Listen, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, child. I just know the last couple weeks was not a good look. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. The last uh all this behavior that's been going on the internet when you got not one but two custody situations going on. Ooh, child, sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. But anyways, especially going to jail with family violence attached to it in the middle of a legitimation and child, listen, ain't no way in hell. Um, I don't know, y'all. We gonna see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But all I do know is God is sitting people down. God ain't play. God is working. God is in the midst. He's sitting people down. He making people pay for the universe is universing. Okay, the universe is definitely universing. This is why I'm always intentional with my good heartness. I you know I don't want no parts of big God, baby. Okay? I don't want no parts because I am a firm believer in his wrath and in karma and the universe. And I done seen people get karma in the same way, if not worse, of how they done dished it out. You gotta be real mindful. Be careful how you do people because it's gonna come back at some point in your life. And sometimes it'll skip you and hit the people you love the most. So you just have to be real mindful. But I'm finna get off here, y'all. We've been on here over 2 hours and 30 minutes. I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do my tomorrow live, my Clarissa Shields one early because that's it. It's popping right now. The tea is being spilt. Okay. So y'all meet me back here early before we get our little Sunday dinner started. I might put my thumbnail up tonight. I'ma see. But I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support in this live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. Because like I said, y'all, even though the topic or the content is consistent to what Bree displays on social media, it is a learning lesson. Take something from it. If you can relate to the situation, take something from it, see what not to do when you are in a relationship, or an influencer or a content creator, a mother, putting stuff out on the internet. Learn from it. That's the purpose. This is not just entertainment, it's also learning lessons. Okay. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. You say, Pac, I talk with you on your Facebook Messenger asking. Oh, I remember. You changed your picture. Yes, I remember. I remember. And your name too. Unless you've been having that name, but it's different on Facebook. I remember now since you said that, because only one person asked me that if we was related. So I remember. But yep. But I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday night. Stay safe in these YouTube streets, because these YouTube streets ain't safe, baby. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Y'all know what time it is. The truth teller in the spot. Always bring the facts. Yeah, she make the fake stop. Stop clearing out the noise. Never let the lie rock. Nope. Say it with me loud. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Yeah. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Pop, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Pop, baby. Receipts on deck, she gon' air that out. Lil Pop, wipe them down. If it's cap in the chat, she gon' call that out. Lil Pop, wipe them down. Came with the proof, better watch it now. Lil Pop, wipe them down. If it ain't fast, don't come around. Lil Pop, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Lil Pop, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Pop, baby. She a Louisiana with truth on black. Lil Pop, wipe them down. Receipt so strong, but the lies won't let. Lil Pop, wipe them down. When she step in the spot, all eyes on her. Lil Pop, wipe them down. Expose real quick, make the face to turn. Lil Pop, baby. Who got the truth? Lil Pop. Who bring the proof? Lil Pop. Hands to the left, hands to the right, wipe them down. Club lit up all night, wipe them down. Who got me? She OB. Lil Pop, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Lil Pop, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Pop, baby. Truth don't mean you gon' stand on that. Lil Pop, wipe them down. Blocking the trolls, never looking back. Lil Pop, wipe them down. Whole crowd move when the name get loud. Lil Pop, wipe them down. She the voice of the people and she shut them down. Lil Pop, baby. Truth too strong, wipe them down. Pop, pop. Crowds sing along, wipe them down. Pop, pop. From the booth, she a beast, wipe them down. Pop, pop. It's Lil Pop, baby. Shut it down.